On today's adventure, we're going to take you on a full tour of Dollywood Theme Park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. You'll be able to see the different places to eat, shop, shows, rides, hidden areas, and much more. We'll cover a number of tips along the way to help you have the best day possible at Dollywood. So whether you're planning your first trip here and want to get a better idea of where everything is in the park, or you just want to see what Dolly Parton's theme park is like, we hope you enjoy this video. So the first thing we're going to do is park. Both Dollywood and Dollywood Splash Country share the same parking lot. As we made it up to where you pay for parking, I did want to point out that the park may open, let's say 10 a.m. in the morning, but they will allow you into the park much earlier than that. As we make it up here to where you pay for parking, general is $25, RV parking is $30, and you can pay $55 for preferred parking. I'll show you the difference between general and preferred in just a moment, and it's free to park if you have a gold or a diamond pass.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, doing great, sir.
Got it.
Please.
Thank you. And now that we're inside, if you're headed to Dollywood Splash Country Water Park, it would be this right here that you're going to immediately take to head over to the Splash Country Water Park. And we're here on an August day, so it's not too busy. There's lots of parking over here in Lot D. And if it is a very busy day, they might actually send you up to the parking back at the water park. We're gonna go up to preferred parking, as you typically have somebody over here directing you where to go. We're passing by Lot C on the right here. There are little tram stops, so you can ride their tram right up to the front. We've just passed by Lot B, and the handicap parking is over here on the right. So hopefully this gives you an idea of the distance from the handicap parking over here on the right, as well as the tram drop-off, which is right here on your right as well. And they have the trolley drop-off right beyond that, which is where they'll drop you off if you're staying at the Dreammore or the Heart Song Resort, any of the two Dollywood resorts. They'll drop you off right here, and you're walking right up to where you get ECV Rentals. We're gonna walk over there in just a minute, and then you're basically up at the front gate. But let me drive around this corner to get over to preferred parking. I wanted to point out too, there is a pickup drop off we just drove through, and there is one over here on the right. So if you have some tired kids, you could tell them to meet you over by the pickup drop-offs over in this area. We've made it over to the preferred parking entrance, and also Lot F you can get to up here. So we made it over to preferred parking. I see a spot over here on the right, so I could park right there and then walk down once you're down this hill, which is easy to go down. Not so much at the end of the day to walk up. It's a pretty steep little walk up to your vehicle, which is one thing I want to point out real quick. Make sure you have the right shoes when you come to Dollywood. It's not a flat park. Let's take the Magic Kingdom down in Florida. It's about 100 acres and it's all pretty flat. This is a much bigger theme park with a lot more walking uphill than you would experience at a place like Magic Kingdom. So we're over here at the security checkpoint at the preferred parking entrance. I'll show you the standard security and main entrance in a moment. They just don't want you to bring the standard stuff that you're not allowed to bring in a theme park. So once you're through security, they have a place you can get tickets or passes situated, and then you have your preferred parking entrance right here. I'm actually gonna walk around the corner. You can go between the preferred parking entrance and the main entrance, which is what I'm gonna do. Go over to the front entrance. I wanted to point out a few things before we go inside and start walking around. You see people coming in the park from the tram station. And we pointed out earlier the ECV rentals. So you can come up here to rent an ECV. They have regular and sunshade ECVs. So you can see the regular ones to the left here, and here are the shaded ones, which they will run out of. Just wanted to point out, they do have a little place you can charge a device, so make sure you bring a cord if you want to keep your phone or whatever device you have charge for the day. So from the ECV Rentals, we're going to go through the main security checkpoint. Just keep in mind, you only have to stop if your bag goes off through the detectors here. And once you're through security, they have a little place to stop, take a photo, as they recommend. Take it now before the kids are tired at the end of the day. So as a parent, I can relate to that tip. I just want to point out, if you take the Pigeon Forge trolley to Dollywood, it drops you off right here, and then you'd be walking on this walkway over to the security area if you do end up taking the Pigeon Forge trolley. Over here to the right, there are some restrooms if you need to use while you're waiting to get tickets or get your passes situated up here at the front. And over here they have Dollywood, which is their dog kennel that you can use while you're in Dollywood. So if you have a dog, you can drop it off over here and pick it up at the end of the day. If you want me to, I could bring our dog over here and maybe make a video to show what that process is like. You can wait in line to get tickets to Dollywood. They do have some self-service stations, which you can see no one is using right now. The best way to get tickets is just buy them online in advance. There is an ATM, and they do have some park maps and show schedules outside if you're waiting and trying to figure out what you can do once inside. We've got another photo spot out front, which will change seasonally. And this is where they're going to scan your tickets just across this bridge to get into the park.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I have my season pass on my Apple Wallet, which is really convenient. When you first come into the park, make sure you check for these buttons. They're happy to give you one. They have a My First Time at Dollywood, a Happy Birthday one, or I'm Celebrating. You can find a black marker, put in your name or what you're celebrating on one of these buttons before you head inside. Excited to take you on a tour to give you a better idea of what this theme park in Pigeon Forge is like. So we're gonna head over here to the left first. There's a few things I wanted to point out before we started walking around the theme park to make sure you knew where they were and that they were available to you. Starting with the Ride Accessibility Center. If you have someone in your party with special needs, they can help you out at this location. Right next to that is the Ride Height Measuring Center, where you can have your little one go up, see exactly how tall they are. They'll give them a colored wristband according to what they are able to ride. That way you don't get to the front of a ride and be told, sorry, they're not tall enough. That will help alleviate some of those challenges. Over here is the Stroller Rental. You can get a single stroller for $18. This is what a single looks like, or you can get a double for $20. You just need to go in here to purchase either a stroller or a wheelchair that they have available. They got lockers over here, and you can come in here to get a Timesaver Pass, which is something that would enable you to skip the line or have a reserved seat at certain shows around the park. Just make sure you look at the difference between the Timesavers. Not everyone is created equal. The more you pay, the more unlimited rides you get on certain things, and it is a wristband system at this point in time. It's not something like on a phone that you can show or scan and pass to somebody else. There's a few things I wanted to highlight to the left when you first come in the front entrance. We have the Dollywood sign, which changes seasonally. You can stop and get a photo in front of. I did want to point out they have some park maps and show schedules over here to the right. So you can stop over and grab a traditional map and show schedule. They also have this on their Dollywood app, so you can download the app and have a virtual version. I'm a big fan of the traditional hard copy, but hopefully through this video I can be your virtual guide going around the park. We've got the Showstreet Palace Theater, which has Kingdom Airs right now. That will sometimes change throughout the season as far as who's performing. We got a little lemonade stand over here when we first come in, and a little place to hang out over to the left. They often have a butterfly you can come take a photo in front of, a bunch of flowers. And we are at Showstreet right now. They have lots of fall leaves up. This will change seasonally. Sometimes they'll have kites or umbrellas, different things throughout the different seasons. Got the bakery over to the right, which also sells their cinnamon bread. I think we should just walk through really quick. Got some different tables over here, and this is going to be your closest restroom within the park. But they have all sorts of cookies, cinnamon rolls, and treats that you can get here in the bakery, including this giant 25-pound apple pie. You can buy the whole pie for $229, or you can get a slice for $30. And again, they do sell their Dollywood grist mill cinnamon bread in here. So you can come in and grab it on your way in or on your way out. So there's a quick look at the bakery. If we go across the street, we would get to Showstreet Ice Cream. I'm just gonna walk through these shops real quick, which has some seating, and they serve up some old-fashioned hand-dipped ice creams and old-fashioned sundaes and milkshakes in here. But this is a great way to cool off or warm up on a cold day. They have some drink machines. You can refill your drink, and that goes into their candy store, which has all sorts of different things that you can shop in here for. They got fudge and different chocolates that they make every day, and a number of different prepackaged candies that you can shop for. Got some drinks and some other different things that you can shop for. This store just goes all the way through. Lots of different home goods, jellies, jams. So from the sweet shop and candy kitchen and the ice cream shop, if we go back out on to the main Show Street here, they have the Showstreet Gazeebo across the street. Nobody's performing right now, but they often have the grassroots bands and some different music and different performances you can enjoy once you come into Dollywood. And if we take our first right, we come to the Dolly Parton experience. If you're a fan of Dolly Parton, you're gonna love this area. This is one of their most recent expansions that they'll decorate through the seasons, especially Christmas time. They'll have big, giant pink Christmas tree out here. And the first stop would be Dolly's Fan Shop, which has lots of Dolly Parton merchandise that you can come in here and shop for. Just outside Dolly's Fan Shop, you have the Dream Song Theater. You can go in here and catch different shows and performances throughout the year. Next to that is the Song Teller, which is Dolly's Journey. We've done a video showing you exactly what the inside is like. It's a self-paced tour where you can learn about the life of Dolly Parton from when she was a little girl to today. There's no additional cost for this or really anything inside the park. Once you're in the park, you're not needing to pay extra to get in any certain section. Across from Song Teller, you have Behind the Scenes, which I can actually walk you through. So the little museum across the street kind of goes through the life of Dolly Parton. This goes through more of the fashion that she's had through the years. There's a quick look at some of the buildings back here at the Dolly Parton experience. Before you exit, they actually have one of Dolly Parton's tour buses she used, her Home on Wheels that she used from 1994 through 2009. So you can see what it was like for Dolly to live on the road at this tour bus. They actually have another one of her buses on property at the Dreammore Resort you can stay in overnight. We did a video tour of what that bus is like. I'll put down in the description, but we go back in time as we enter this section of the park with the Pines Theater right here that has a number of different shows throughout the year. I think we'll head down this way in a moment. I wanted to walk back up to where we were earlier up on Show Street to highlight a few more things over here. So we just went over the bridge across from the Pines Theater. Just want to point out they do have some different stores up on this front little Show Street area, as well as a place you can stop and get a fun drawing. And they have some jewelry, and they have a little place to get some cotton candy and drinks. And we are back up to the sweet shop. So let me loop back around here and point out you have the Front Porch Cafe. This is one of their sit-down restaurants, so you can come up and see the wait time for a table. So they have lots of different vegan, vegetarian, gluten-friendly options at this particular sit-down restaurant. If we come up to the left here, there is a stage that they'll use for different performances throughout the year. Looks like they're set up for the Smoky Mountain String Band that can come up here and play in this Market Street area, which will change seasonally. Sometimes they'll put up different fall or Christmas decorations in this little plaza area. And from that stage, I did want to point out, they have the Celebrity Theater right here. This is going to be one of their largest theaters that they like to do their big shows, especially during Christmas time. You can come up here. There is a restroom over here to the left and a little quiet walkway up here that will get you over to the Mountain Blown Glass, where you can actually make your own blown glass ornament or pumpkin. So if you'd like to check out that video, we'll put it down in the pinned comment if that's something you want to do. Well, let's head back down here real quick. We've got a Traditions Gifts and Apparel store on the corner. Let's go back across the bridge and head towards Lightning Rod roller coaster. Got lots of seating out here in front of Red's Drive-In. We got a store on the corner here. They have lots of car-related shirts and gifts in this shop, as it is the closest gift shop to Lightning Rod. From the gift shop on the corner, we've got a Dippin' Dot stand, lots of classic cars around this section of Dollywood as we come up to Lightning Rod, which is the fastest roller coaster in the theme park, coming in at 73 miles an hour. So if you're wanting to hop on this coaster, you can. They also have Red's. I'm gonna walk in real quick. They serve up a number of burgers, shakes, fries. They got a place over here. You can put some toppings on your burger. And again, lots of indoor seating. As we get to some other places, you'll see that might be more limited. We've got the Rockin Roadway. I've always related this to the cars at the Magic Kingdom, very similar. I'm gonna try to do a separate video where I go into more depth about each ride and show you what rides like Lightning Rod are like. But hopefully this gives you a better idea of the Jukebox Junction section of Dollywood. We're gonna go for a walk across this bridge. So no duck sightings today, but we often see lots of ducks around the park. I did want to point out the Smoky Mountain River Rampage water ride over here to the right, which isn't open in the cold months, but we're here in August. So there are people out riding the ride, getting soaked right now. So if you are looking to cool off, you can do so over here. Got a little lemonade stand across the street from the entrance, and we're actually going to take this little pathway. As I mentioned about the water ride not being open year-round, I would always recommend check Dollywood's website for their calendar to make sure the day you're thinking about coming will be open. It's not open every single day like other parks, perhaps like in Florida. The last thing you want to do is get to the park and find the security guard saying, "Sorry folks, park's closed." So just double check to make sure the days you're thinking about coming, the park will be open. So from the little walkway we've crossed over, we made it over to Crossroads Funnel Cakes, the backside of the Traditions store we saw earlier. And the other side of the Market Square, little place you can come get different food, which changes up seasonally. We've got a place to come get kettle corn, and we come up to Aunt Granny's restaurant, which Aunt Granny's is an all-you-care-to-eat family-style restaurant. You can come have lunch or dinner. So if you want to pause the video and see the menu, that's an option for you while you're here at Dollywood. Across from Aunt Granny's is the Mountain Laurel Home store, which is not open at the moment.
You can also walk through the Tennessee Mountain Home, which is a replica of Dolly Parton's childhood home that she grew up in. It has hidden things within, such as Dolly's December 19th birthday circled on the calendar, and many other things that honor her mother and father within.
And you'll notice this little bridge over to the right is kind of brings you back over to where we were at the Smoky Mountain Rampage water ride. And we got a little booth here that serves up festival food. Nothing being served right now. I'm trying to work our way over to the train station. And we have Parton's Back Porch Theater, which has some performers going on right now. So you'll have different performances here at Parton's Back Porch Theater throughout the seasons. There is a store over here on the other side of Aunt Granny. You have some restrooms over here. And you can take this path to get up to the mountain blown glass, where you can make your own ornament or pumpkin, as I mentioned before. But as you walk around Dollywood, you'll notice lots of different artwork. I'm not going to go into too much of the history of the park on this video. I just wanted to be able to walk you around to give you a feel of where things were in the park. Let's work up this hill. As I mentioned before, there are lots of different hills in the park as we head up towards the train. As we cross over the train tracks, passing by First Aid, they have a couple different places you can stop over here to get a drink or a snack. The train is not in the station right now. It's out for a ride, but maybe we'll see the train once we go for a walk down into the country fair. Got some outdoor seating over here to the right for Iron Horse Pizza. They do have some heaters and fans up above and can close it off if it's getting pretty cold outside. But Iron Horse Pizza is an option for you if you're looking for a traditional pizza or salad, and sometimes they'll have some different seasonal items. We try to highlight when they kick off new festivals what new items they've added to their menu. We've got Temple's Mercantile, little store over here to the right. I think I can walk through really quick. One thing I remember the most about this store is I think it has the most train merchandise. So if you have a little one that loves trains, this is the store you're going to want to head to, which is right across from the train station. And then we have the Dollywood Carousel, which has a number of different horses, zebras, rabbits, deer that you can hop on. Across from that, you have the Imagination Playhouse, where they do different performances throughout the year, such as the classic Little Engine That Could, Something Wild, or Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors is what is currently playing in this theater. Let's go for a walk down to the country fair. One thing I want to point out with Dollywood, you don't have to have your day planned out by the minute, such as we're eating exactly at this time at this restaurant and you got to set up all these reservations in advance. You can just come here and just relax and enjoy the day, go at your own pace. If you want to ride more rides, you can leverage that Timesaver Pass. Although on a day like today, I don't think I would necessarily need a Timesaver Pass. I think I could get a lot of rides in. And I'm not sure if it would include a ride on this. I've never been on it. My kids have. I hear lots of screaming up above, but it looks like there's no line at the moment for the flying elephants. And there are the amazing flying elephants taking off. Got a little area back here with tables. Normally it's closed off at the moment. And you have the lemon twist, so you can have your little one make you all dizzy if you want to. Right next to the lemon twist, you've got the blue ribbon cones if you want to come grab some ice cream. There's a plane over here in the middle, shooting off some water to cool you down in the warm months. And we have the Grandstand Cafe serving up some chicken tenders and hot dogs. Let's check out some of the rides back in this corner. We've got the Piggy Parade and the Busy Bees, kind of similar rides that go round in circles, and the Lucky Ducky. And up here on the left, you have the Demolition Derby, which I want to point out, you can see on each ride sign gives you a different color. So if you get that wristband, you'll know what color you're able to ride. But here's a quick look at the Demolition Derby, which just has a little center area that you go around. It's supposed to be one direction, supposed to be. Depends on who's driving. So from the Demolition Derby, you have the Scrambler. If you want to hop on that, you can, or the Waltzing Swinger, which is your traditional swings you can go for a ride on. You can see the entrance to the Scrambler, and they do have some restrooms back here. And I also want to point out they do have a smoking area back here. There are a few designated smoking areas as we walk past Celebration Hall, which is where they'll do seasonal buffets. There's not one going on at the moment, but they'll also just have special events. And here, as we cross over this bridge, there is the Blue River Pavilion as well as another place they'll have special events. And there's a little walkway here that will get us back up to Dogs and Taters if we wanted to take that back path alongside the Smoky Mountain Rampage. But we got a bunch of different carnival games back here at the country fair. A basketball, and looks like a little ball toss over here. Got to get it on either a red or blue one. They've added this splash pad back here at the country fair not too long ago. Great way for your little ones to cool down. They got some Dippin' Dots and some more midway games, like a balloon pop over here. Got to knock down some bottles. Looks like they got an ATM machine and another game that you can play. As they have this gathering barn too. Just an area to get out of the rain is what we used it for the other day. Or just to get some shade on a hot day. But here's the entrance to that Sky Rider we saw up in the air when we first came down here to Country Fair. And then you have Shooting Star. You want to hop on that and it goes up and down. I think we should go back up the path to check out the train station. So the train is back in the station. You can see this is where you'd access the train if you have a wheelchair back over here to the right. But we highly recommend going on a train ride, which can be about 15 to 20-minute ride. Gives you a better look at the park. You always have great storytelling from the conductor, tell you a little bit about the train's history itself and just a little bit about the park. Christmas time, you might hear Dolly sing a Christmas song or two, but just check the show schedule to make sure you don't miss a train ride while you're here at Dollywood. Just keep in mind the Dollywood Express is a legit coal-powered engine, so if you're sitting towards the front, you might actually get little bits of coal kind of flying through the air every so often. Just a heads up, if that's something you or your little ones are sensitive of. If they're sitting more towards the middle, they might not get it on some of those turns. So we checked out the Rivertown Junction over to the left. Let's take a right here, cross back over the train tracks to head towards the Grist Mill, which this section right now is not decorated, but they'll often put out different decorations throughout the year. We've made it over to Miss Lillian's Mill House Barbecue Corner. Just a place to come up, grab some barbecue items, or you can go inside the restaurant. It is a quick service restaurant. You don't need reservations, but a number of different barbecue options you can go in and order. They have lots of outdoor seating. They have a covered area that they can close off with some heaters and fans. But we made it over to the Grist Mill, which is where they make their hot, fresh cinnamon bread every day. Like I said, you can get it up at the bakery, or you can come over here and hop in line to get some cinnamon bread. Another thing I would highly recommend to try at least one time. Come get some cinnamon bread, ride the train. We've got the Valley Theater, which is an outdoor theater, which has different performances and shows throughout the year. So you can come in here, get some shade. There's a few fans, and they have some heaters. See the line for cinnamon bread. It's getting pretty long right now. Lots of tables out here to sit. We have Smoky Creek Leather and Hat Company store. And Granny Ogle's Ham and Beans. Looks like it's not open at the moment, but that's a sit-down restaurant. Got lots of craftsmen working here in Craftsman's Valley. I think I'll start on this right side, and we'll come back over here and work our way on the left side. You got the Valley Hat Shop. They've got different cowboy hats and clothing in there. Got some more caricatures and hand-cut silhouettes that you can make over here. Doesn't look like it's open right now, but they do make up pork rinds. If that's something you fancy. My daughter Hannah, not a big fan of pork rinds. And then you got the Valley Forge Blacksmith, little shop. You can come buy some things or make your own knife that you can sign up for. But here's a look at what you can make and how much it costs here at the Valley Forge Blacksmith. Again, I'm gonna loop around and check out the stores over there, but first I want to stop by the Robert F. Thomas Chapel, which the nice thing about this is they actually do a Sunday service at 11:30. They actually get people to join the choir. If you want to, you're not required to, but they might look for people who are interested in coming to get up front, join the choir. The pews get filled, and they have some Bibles, and they have a chaplain that will do a Sunday service here, which at the moment, it looks like we have Applejack playing his banjo. Nice job, Applejack. Applejack is one of many great Dollywood hosts that you and your kids can interact with. Miss Lillian is another one. She's not out today, but there are lots of roaming musical performers throughout Dollywood. You never know that you might run into as you're walking around Dollywood. But let me walk back over to the back of the cinnamon bread line so we can check out some of the different shops on the other side of the water here. So we made it back over to the leather and hat store. There's the line for cinnamon bread. I also have a couple different shops over here, like the Pottery Corner. And I could take this little path, which I think we're going to do, to get up to another ride up here, which you could walk around the park and not even realize it's up here. Once you're up at the top, there are some restrooms up here. And if I kept walking, I'd run into the Mountain Blown Glass store. There's some nice little seating over here. It's kind of tucked away that you can use, but up here is the Barnstormer ride. If you want to get on this ride, you can. We came a little while back with some friends. They went on it for the first time, and I was having fun just watching their reaction as it sends you up really high and really fast. All right, here it comes again. As the screams get louder and louder. So you can come up and ride the Barnstormer. I also wanted to point out that they have a kids play area. Got a little Dragonfly over here and Granny's Garden, which has some shade. So if you're looking for a quiet place, you can come up here with the kids. They do have some fans. Lots of places for mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, to kind of sit along the side, and they can come play in this little playground area tucked away up here with, again, lots of shade and places for family members to come sit, and you can watch people ride the Barnstormer. I just want to point out on the other side of the Barnstormer is another playing area for kids. Got this plane that they can climb up into with a slide off the back of the plane. So lots of fans and lots of shade over here as well. Let's go check out some of the stores down in Craftsman's Valley. As I mentioned, Dollywood has lots of hills. They even have some warning signs telling people, hey, don't try to fly your scooter down some of these steep hills like the one we're walking down right now. It's actually a nice day. Thankfully, it's not raining. A little bit of cloud coverage to keep it from being too hot. So, oh, there's Applejack again. Hey, good to see you. Have a good day. And then over here, we have a Christmas store. You can come do Christmas shopping all year round. This is not just a seasonal shop. Lots of ornaments and things related to Christmas. And next to that, you have the Cozy Bear Cove, which is kind of like Dollywood's Build-A-Bear. As we go in, you can see they have a stuffing machine and all sorts of different animals that you can pick out to have stuffed. That's an option for the kids or grandkids while you're here at Dollywood. And next to that, you have the Hillside General Store. So lots of general Dollywood merchandise, some different jellies, jams, candies, things that you can shop for in that store. So we talked about you can make your own glass blown ornament, and they have a place back there where you can make your own leather type item. They also have their Old Flames candles. They have a number of pre-made candles, and they have all of these that you can pick out and dip your own candle. They'll help you in a variety of different colors and waxes, so lots of different opportunities to make things while you're here at Dollywood. Just outside the candle shop, if I go up this hill, we've got some lockers over to the right. You want to drop your stuff off that you don't want to get wet. And the next ride, which would be Daredevil Falls. Here comes somebody right now. So if you don't mind getting wet, you can come ride this ride. Just keep in mind, it may not be open if you're here in December, January, as they do close it down in the colder winter months. As we come down past the candle shop and the chapel, just across there, got lots of seating over here that's covered. It's got some heaters and some fans. And we come up to Eagle Mountain, which is one of the world's largest exhibit of non-releasable American bald eagles. So lots of shade over here, and they have quite a number of American bald eagles that you can hear and see while you're having lunch or dinner, which one of those options could be the Hickory House barbecue. Line's not too bad at the moment, but if it is a really long line, just keep in mind they do mobile ordering on their app. So if you're trying to save time, you could come over, just hang in the shade, check out the eagles, and put a mobile order in. Just download the Dollywood app. They do have a little drink station around the corner. If you have a refillable drink, it's another place you can stop. Looks like they're getting ready for a bird show. And this is August, so they're getting their fall decorations out. But Christmas time, they'll put out an arch here of Christmas decorations. And that can change, again, seasonally. But up here you have the Wings of America bird show. It's a really nice little show that you can catch throughout the day. Come in here, get some shade, and learn all about birds. It's very educational. They'll fly over your head and highly recommend coming over to the Wings of America bird show if you have some time in your day, which they have a number of their birds out that you can walk up and see a little bit closer over here to the right in between shows or after shows. We got an old classic schoolhouse that you can look into how schoolhouses used to be back in the day. And you have Blazing Fury, which is an indoor roller coaster. Not a very long ride. It's not too scary. I'm not a big fan of scary upside down rides, and I can do this one. So fun for the whole family to come over and ride Blazing Fury. Got a little place to stop, use the restrooms over here. We've got this shaded walkway with lots of places to sit along the side. I see the Tennessee Tornado roller coaster taking off up ahead to the right. We'll get a closer look at that in just a minute. Up here on the left, you can get a custom airbrush t-shirt made. Got lots of places around the park that you can also refill a water bottle. You're welcome to bring your own water bottle in, and you can see this is one of many places you'll find scattered throughout Dollywood that you can stop and refill. Got some more games over here. I wanted to point out, here is the Timesaver entrance for the Tennessee Tornado. You're actually going to go down over here. The main entrance is up ahead on the right, so always look for the Timesaver symbol if you decide to buy one of those skip the line Timesaver passes. Got some more games back here that you can purchase vouchers and play, along with some arcade games. And in this section they have a token machine and a couple different things, Pac-Man, and a number of different claw games. So if somebody is riding the Tennessee Tornado and you're waiting, you can come over here and play some of the arcade games, including basketball. Over here, here's that main entrance for Tennessee Tornado. So the Tennessee Tornado does go upside down. It's a ride that I've never been on, and I'm okay with that. So just like the arcade, there's an area back here. You can sit and wait if certain people in your group are wanting to ride it and you are not. And come hang out back here. Sometimes they put out some different games. And then you have all the different carnival type games out, along with Dippin' Dots back in this corner. So we've made it back in the corner of the theme park by Fire Chaser Express and the Wild Eagle roller coaster. So if you're looking for some thrill rides, Dollywood has a number of them. Got the Skyview snacks. Stop and refill your drink. And over to the right here, they have the Firehouse Fun Yard, which is another little kids climbing play area with a few water elements that they can cool off in. Keep walking up the path a little bit, which has lots of seating. You need to stop and take a break, as we are going up a slight hill. Not as bad as some of the other ones, but lots of walking in Dollywood. Lots of hills. You definitely want to make sure you have some good shoes for walking. We got a little place you can make a wax mold of your hand. And the entrance to Fire Chaser Express, they have a little salute to firefighters. And around every major coaster, they do have a little ride wait time sign. Let me walk up here where you get on to Fire Chaser Express real quick. Just show you what it's like when it launches off. You can see one just took off. Got some lockers over here. You're gonna ride the ride. Got a fire truck out front. You can see the main entrance and the Timesaver Pass entrance. I just want to come over here and let you see Fire Chaser Express launch. Here it comes. Again, we'll try to go into more detail on all of the rides on a separate video. Just wanted to walk back here to show you what this little Fire Chaser Express area is like. Another little shop over here selling some different theme park merchandise. The Dog House serving up classic hot dogs. And here's their Wilderness Pass restaurant. They have a mobile pickup on this side, which is something you can use, like I mentioned, back at the Hickory House barbecue if it is a busy day. So the Wilderness Pass restaurant is a quick service restaurant. You just hop in line, you come out, check out with your food, and they have lots of seating that you can use out here. I'll try to do a video breaking down our top 10 places to eat in Dollywood. When that video is done, I'll put that down in the pinned comment and the description. We got a great little photo spot over here to the right with the Dollywood logo and these two little owls. So let's keep walking towards the Mystery Mine roller coaster up ahead. You'll sometimes catch Wild Eagle on its upside down loop over here. Point out they do have some restrooms, another place to refill water over here just before you get into Timber Canyon. Here comes the Mystery Mine roller coaster up above as you walk into Timber Canyon. Often we'll have different people that will be at different stations to help give you direction if you're trying to find something. So we're going to go up to the right here to Wildwood Grove, which you can read the story of Wildwood Grove along the way. So now that we made it up to Wildwood Grove, when we first come in, they have their Till and Harvest food hall, which is another quick service option. They have a number of different gluten-friendly, vegetarian options that you can go in. I guess I'll walk through with you real quick. Place your order. And I wanted to walk over here to where you'll go once you pick up your order. I'll go into food in more detail on a separate video, but you can come out here and they have lots of outdoor seating, but again, lots of heating elements and fans. So if you're looking for a place to sit down, take a break, that is an option up here behind the Till and Harvest food hall. Let's walk through Wildwood Grove and check out all the different rides that you can do back here. Lots of little kid rides, but not all necessarily. There's lots of stuff you can do with your kids or grandkids, like the Treetop Tower. You can get in and go for a ride as it spins around all the way to the top. Across from that, they do have sweets and treats, a place to refill your drink. They have some ice cream, a couple different snacks. Got some more restrooms over here to the left. I just heard Big Bear Mountain roller coaster go by. You have the Great Tree Swing ride over here and the Big Bear Mountain waterfall you can come sit next to. They traditionally have always done fireworks in the summer. This is one of your best locations to catch fireworks, or if they do a drone show here in Wildwood Grove over by this bridge. Sometimes they may do fireworks during Christmas time, but it's not a guarantee. This is a nice little area to go for a walk. Back here, we've got the Black Bear Trail ride over here to the right. See the track. See some people riding the bears. So you can ride the Black Bear Trail by yourself or with one of your little ones as you load up on this nice little slow-paced ride. Right next to that, we have the Mountain Grove Merchants Store. You can do some shopping in, and the Wildwood Creek, which has a little splash pad back here in the warmer months, and lots of little musical instruments. So if you have some little ones that need to come burn some energy, cool down, you can come do that over here. You can also take your little one on the Frogs and Fireflies ride over here. They have a character meet and greet. Sometimes you can see Benjamin Bear. And you've got the Dollywood tree, which lights up at night. Sometimes we'll have different shows throughout the season of Dolly Parton telling stories. And if it is a hot or cold day, you can go inside Hidden Hollow, which is an indoor playground, which has some places for the adults to sit and lots of climbing areas for the little ones to come back here. We've got some slides and just different interactive elements if the kids do need to cool down on a hot day or warm up if it is a cold Dollywood day. As we come out of Hidden Hollow, we got another Dippin' Dot stand over here and the Mad Mockingbird ride, which my daughter loves. My wife, not as big of a fan. My wife says it gets her a little bit dizzy. Maybe we'll see that when we walk out as we head back towards Big Bear Mountain. Another restroom location back here to the right, place to refill your water bottle. Lots of places to sit next to the Dragonflier roller coaster. And we got some lockers we're passing by as we come to Big Bear Mountain roller coaster. This little plaza area back here has Ned's refresh station, which I think I'm actually going to refill my cup real quick. We can follow the bear tracks, which will get us to Big Bear Mountain roller coaster. This is one of the few coasters that I've done here at Dollywood. It's a lot of fun, doesn't go upside down. So if you want to come ride at Big Bear Mountain, you can do so. You can see the right entrance is the standard entrance, and then you have the Timesaver entrance. And you can see before you get on the ride, they do give you a color indicator as far as what size wristband your kiddo needs to have. And if you go just past the exit of Big Bear Mountain, got some seating back here, and there is a fence at the moment, but they are working on the new Hidden Hollow Aviation ride. We'll do our best to keep you updated about this new ride that Dollywood's adding in 2026. So if you're new to our channel, make sure you are subscribed. We'll do our best to keep you updated on this and all changes at Dollywood in the future. So Wildwood Grove is one way in, one way out. Maybe in the future over by Big Bear Mountain, they'll be able to cut a way to get back towards the front. So as we walk back out Wildwood Grove, I wanted to talk about, should you come to Dollywood for 1, 2, 3 days? How many days do you need to really enjoy Dollywood? And I would say that's going to come down to how busy it is and how much you want to do. If it's a really busy time of year and you don't have a Timesaver Pass, you might not be able to do all the rides that you want to, or at least as many times as you want to. So it might be worth it at that point. Instead of a 1-day ticket, get a 2-day ticket, and you don't have to feel as rushed to do it all in 1 day. Or if you look at the cost for a 3-day ticket, it's not much more. We have passes, so we're able to come in and out of parking with no charge and come here as often as we want, and we don't feel rushed to do everything all in 1 day. If we want to come, just hop on Big Bear Mountain for the day, grab a snack, and head home. But hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of what Dollywood is like and how many days you think you might want to spend here. As we come out of Wildwood Grove, we're going to continue on our tour of Dollywood, coming up to the Mystery Mine, which looks like it doesn't have a very long line at the moment. It's a roller coaster you can hop on, which has a buzzard out in front of the Mystery Mine here.
Ooh, sorry folks, was I snoring? My wife says I snore too much, but I proved her wrong. I stayed up one night to see if I snored, and I never did.
So you can hop on the Mystery Mine if you want to over here. Got lots of little shops on this back side of the park. Got some jewelry where you can have your name engraved on a ring. Lots of different t-shirts and bubble wands and things over here. And we have the lumberjack lifts. Always enjoy doing this with our kids, where you just kind of grab the rope, pull on it, and it will bring you up to the top. Got a little stage over here. We can see this tree's been chopped down. It's actually a stage. Sometimes they'll have some musical performers on this stage for different festivals. Another place to get Dippin' Dots and some drinks. And we make it to the drop line, which looks like it's not open at the moment, but you can come over and go all the way up to the top and be dropped down. Across from that, you have Lumberjack's Pizza, which serves a lot of the same things from the Iron Horse Pizza. So you can come in here, it's a quick service. Grab whatever type of pizza, salad you want, and you have some outdoor seating over here. I think we've got 2 more roller coasters to check out before we work our way back up to the front entrance. One of those roller coasters will be the Whistle Punk Chaser. It's currently closed at this moment, but it's a little kid's coaster that you can come over here, get on, and go for a ride on the Whistle Punk Chaser. It goes around 2 times. Not too scary. Got another set of restrooms over here. If we keep walking along the path, we would run into a Thunderhead roller coaster, which is a wooden coaster. Let me show you the entrance over here and watch it go by real quick. Like most roller coasters, they have some lockers over here, a place to see your photo, and they have a test seat that you can sit on to see what the ride is like. Let's see if we can watch them take off and fly by real quick. Line's not too bad at the moment. This roller coaster starts off nice and slow. And then it picks up speed, starts going a lot faster. So from Thunderhead, we're gonna walk back towards the front entrance. Again, we came in and took an immediate right in the theme park. This is where we'd end up if we took an immediate left. Once we first came in, they got a light tunnel out right now that they'll sometimes use for the fall and Christmas festival. But as you walk around the park, there's just lots of bluegrass, country style music playing. You can see lots of shade throughout the park. Before we get up to the front, we've noticed a number of different places to stop and get a photo. I gotta get a photo real quick at this act. Do a little video editing trick. We'll freeze it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That will work. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. And as we walk on this little path that brings us back up to the front, you can also see the preferred parking entrance exit over here to the right. So if we did use preferred parking, we can go right through here, walk up a short little hill. So hopefully it gives you a better idea of using preferred parking. And we are back up to the front of the park. You can see the Stroller Rentals over here to the left and the ride height measuring center. As we made it back up to the front, I want to point out, if you do stop to get your photo anywhere in the park and they hand you a little card, this is where you'd be going to see your photos and potentially buy them. They have the flash bulb photos, so you can walk up here and hand them any photo card you might get throughout the day. And they have a little self-service station over here if you want to see your photos and just buy them with the kiosk. Let's go into the Emporium, which is Dollywood's main store. I pointed out a number of different shops along the way, but this is their biggest store that you go through before you exit, which has just about everything as far as shirts and mugs, hats, all sorts of course, Dolly Parton merchandise. So if you're a fan of Dolly and want to grab a Dolly shirt or hoodie or sweatshirt, you can come and do some shopping. They've got men's section, women's section, kids section. And if you do purchase anything throughout the day, back in this corner is where they have a package pickup. So if you do, for example, a blow your own glass ornament, and you don't want to carry it around and potentially break it, back here in this corner is where you would pick up any items that you want them to hold for you while you're enjoying the theme park for the day. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what the Dollywood Emporium store is like. That's going to wrap up this video going for a tour through Dollywood. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has been, simply like it before we leave. I'll put a number of other videos that might help you out on your next trip to Dollywood. If you have a specific question that I didn't answer in this video, ask down in the comments. We'll do our best to help you out, and you can check in the comments. Maybe your question's already been asked, but that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you on the next adventure.